I'm gonna start recording.
All right, I'm recording. Welcome everybody. This
Oh
is
my
the
god!
Anime Podcast.
You have the easy job, David. You don't have to host.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
You just get to give your opinion on stuff.
It's the Anime Podcast, everybody.
Oh my god!
With, Ethan, Declan, and I'm David. Your
He's going rogue.
Your well-known buddy.
Oh shit!
Here to have hot anime opinions.
See, this isn't really the tone we're going for lately. I don't like.
Usually, we don't really play it up or anything. It's more like you're joining a conversation in the middle of it. You know?
Yeah, we try not to use the word anime like 10 times in the first 8 seconds.
Oh my god!
We don't read manga. Fuck that shit.
I guess that's accurate.
It's true. Yeah. Well, before we get too far, I want to crack these 40s.
Okay, yeah. Ethan's in town, everybody, and we're together.
You know who's not? David.
No, David's joining via web, and we're gonna crack.
I've got an
these,
extra large.
Opening it next to his microphone and not the one we're recording
Shit,
on.
fuck.
Extra large Snoopy here from 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah. Is it boozy?
Oh
No.
cheers, comp high.
They didn't have any St. Ides in the beer store, so we got this Schlitz instead.
Oh yeah, it's like cheap beer.
Yeah, it's fine.
Tastes like cheap beer. It's 5.9%. David, you drank last night apparently.
Oh yeah, I drink a lot.
Why did you do that?
Well, I mean the beers are $2.
It was wait. You drank
beers.
enough for it to be like notable. Like I drank. It's like that country song. We went out last night. Like oh my god.
What did you drink, David?
Just a lot of random ass beers like Michelob Ultras and stuff. I had 8 beers and like I was pretty drunk. There was a point where I had like probably 5-ish beers and I literally thought I had been like drugged with acid. And I was just like sitting there on the couch just like staring off into the fucking distance like, oh my god. And like everything was like shattering around me. And then I realized I was just drunk and I just had more beer. And it was
everything was shattering around you?
just as in terms of my mental perceptions of things.
Yeah, you reach a level where you can kind of just like trip balls off of a few beers. I think at some point in life.
Did you also go to a hockey game on Friday?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I was at the hockey game.
This was at the hockey. Oh, right. Okay, cool.
And
all the craziest shit happens at hockey games.
Went with us. We could catch up. I was just drinking like 4 beers or some shit. It was ridiculous.
You got box seats to a AAA hockey game, which is that's a lifestyle there, man. You're living it up.
Yeah, and there was probably like 15 other people in the little area, the box.
How was it being royalty?
It was fine, honestly. I think if I go again, I'd almost prefer to be in the normal seats. Because, like, then you can be really rowdy. Like, I didn't feel like I could be actually rowdy because there was a bunch of families around me. I want to be part of the riffraff. I want to be screaming to the stars.
Yeah.
You want to punch someone in the face.
Yeah, it's a hockey game. Yeah. If you want to be put in the penalty box as a fan.
But it did feel nice, like, having to go down into the peasant area to get beers and then go back up in the elevator. And
They didn't have $2 beer ladies coming around or anything?
No.
With the backpacks.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, I've been drinking with my family for a couple of days now.
Non-stop?
I'm gonna go put my 40 in the fridge.
Borderline nonstop.
Keep it nice and chill.
Declan
like
is
me.
taking his 40 to the fridge.
Just said that.
No, not like nonstop, but after a certain hour, we turn it on and really get going. Yesterday was like, with my uncles and shit, who are like I barely know. So they wanted to know things about like modern gender issues. They wanted me to explain.
No one cares about that shit. David, how many times did you get chlamydia from the same person?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I only got tested once, so like,
Oh, okay. That's a maximum of like 1.
and plus it was gonorrhea.
Oh, okay.
They did treat me for both, but
Oh,
Gotta
sure.
be safe.
Yeah, just to be taking those. They have those AIDS pills that make you kind of trip a little bit.
Oh, I knew there was a reason I was supposed to get
I
AIDS.
think you can get them in South Africa.
AIDS? Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Easily.
I mean, it's kind of both. It's one kind of leads to the other.
This dude Declan has he speaking of AIDS, he uses
I think it's you that has AIDS. Actually,
moist wipes on the toilet.
I mean, it's just wet wipes.
That shit's great.
baby wipes.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are actually really terrible for the environment, guys.
These are biodegradable. I read the bag.
They always say that. I don't know if they are really.
Yeah, but man, was my butthole clean right now.
You managed to get shit on the underside of the toilet seat somehow.
What?
So I'm not sure how you can actually clean yourself properly.
What?
If you didn't. I don't know how you did that.
I'm being
It's
accused. I don't know if how is this. Is this true?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
went in there and I was like, okay.
No.
You know, Ethan dropped a big dookie. I could tell. It's fine. That's normal. And then you just
Yeah.
lift up the seat. Oh.
You know, it's
It's
like
like
it's always the last place you look.
It's like a daddy daycare when he looks up at the ceiling and he sees the
Great
shit.
scene. Great scene.
Iconic.
David is this big roll call every movie great now. It's like Pacifier, great movie.
Oh my god, classic film.
Oh, fuck
Classic
me.
childhood film.
Well, you're holding down the fort down there, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, watching hockey.
Watching hockey, drinking beers. Am I
drinking-
right, boys?
Slurpee.
Hell yeah, fellas. I don't know.
I touched my eyes after eating some of those hot chicken chips that I bought at the Asian Food Mart, and they're stinging a little bit. Don't do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. All right. Well, I guess that means we're going to talk about the show now that we watched. Because we watched another classic in addition to The Pacifier.
I don't even know the name of the show that we watched.
They say it like 3 times a second in the show.
Nope.
It's Destiny of the Shrine Maiden.
Oh yeah.
Although, that might just be the English title, because they keep saying Shrine Maiden of the Godless Month in the show. That might be the actual title. I don't know.
Kanazuki no Miko.
I don't know what the Godless Month is. I think that's February.
Oh man, what happened to? Do they know about Black History Month? Because there's plenty of soul and a lot of God in that.
Look,
month.
there's only 12 months. You need to kind of... It's like holidays. Like, Chocolate Pirate Day is also... Remember 9/11 Day. They put Chocolate Pirate Day on 9/11. You go into Wendy's and dress like a pirate.
Hey man, if we didn't do that, the terrorists would have won. Really, when you think about it.
Yeah, they instated it actually the day after 9/11, which was poor timing, but it was planned beforehand, so
What are you gonna do, man?
you have to go through with it, I guess. Destiny of the Shrine Maiden is from 2004,
Hell yeah, it is.
Golden Age, because we're back there. What do we do? I guess we alternate between 90s and 2000s now. Fall 2004, and it's based on a manga by Kaishaku, which is two people.
Pronounced manga.
Thank you, David. All right. I feel like you've done this bit in another episode, but I guess you should just keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's the group of 2 people. The name comes from. This is just a sentence from the Wikipedia article. The name comes from Kaishakunin, an appointed second person whose duty it is to decapitate the one who commits seppuku.
Oh.
Which is a lot more metal than you would think about a show about lesbians. The Wikipedia also says their anime also tends to have a happier ending after the credits on each last episode, which is a really specific theme to have throughout multiple series, I guess.
Yeah, it's a style. It's like
It's a decision.
it's like Christopher Nolan has like the his extra twist at the end, because it's like boom, you've already been hit with one twist, and then somebody walks in through the door at the end of the movie, and it really blows the whole thing wide open.
What happened? Was there a twist at the end of The Dark Knight?
The twist was like, fuck, man, they could have just finished this movie 20 minutes earlier and locked down that Oscar, but they just let it go. The twist was is that he crammed a third movie in at the end.
Oh no, brutal. And TNK did a bunch of their shows in the early aughts. These manga people. TNK's in the studio. They did Doreku. Remember that one?
Nope.
Sounds like Drake.
Doreku.
My favorite.
We talked about the first episode. I don't know. High School DxD. You know that one.
Yep.
Okay.
It's classic.
There's a show called.
Classic.
There's a show. I mean, you know, it's pretty well known. There's a show called Extreme Executor. They both begin with the letter X.
Yes.
That sounds great. School Days. We watched that one.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so this show, this is a Yuri show, I guess. I knew
really?
that part going in. What?
I was told it was a Yuri show,
Yeah.
and it sure as hell is not. When I think of Yuri, I think of hot anime girls that fuck each other. And
Well, hold on. Wait a minute. That does happen.
That's not at all what Yuri is.
well, I'm pretty sure that's what Yuri is.
Okay.
No, that's called pornography.
Yeah, but like, you know, there's gonna be some fucking in it.
Oh,
And like, yeah, there
what do you
was a
call
little
it?
bit of fucking in hot girls and stuff, but like, it's not a Yuri. It's a goddamn mech episode.
Mech episode. Are you still drinking from the hockey game? Have you stopped?
I mean, I kind of does kind of everything that David doesn't like robots, and it's not Death Note. Those are the two things. Kind of. What do you call it if they're lesbians if they don't fuck then, David?
What do you mean?
What do you call if it's not Yuri? Then what is it?
It's a mech anime with like some women sex stuff. Women.
What if it didn't have the mechs and it was just about girls who were in love with each other, but it wasn't them having sex all the time?
It supersedes it.
It's so weird.
You can't have a Yuri and a mech at the same time.
Why?
It just doesn't work.
Okay, so is Gundam a drama or a mech show?
I've never seen it, but I'm gonna say mech show.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of drama in Gundam, but it's still mech then in your opinion.
If there's a mech in it, it's just a mech anime. That's it.
A single one.
We had a prolonged hour and a half long argument where we were discussing David has this innate distaste for mechs, which you're aware of.
Yeah. I thought I always forget that it's not a bit. Like he actually there's literally a single robot.
But then again, the two mech anime in air quotes he's ever seen are he has seen Evangelion and he's seen Code Geass.
Yeah, he finally watched Code Geass
and enjoyed both of them.
Of course he did.
But for some reason, the presence of a mech turns him off.
Yeah, I
I've
guess
seen Transformers too, so
that's a good movie.
Classic.
It's a classic.
Classic. Sam Witwicky, American Hero. Anyways,
I don't know, this is the kind of show. It would probably be pretty boring to just go through every episode and just go through every plot point.
sure.
So I'll just let's just freeform it. Let's once again raw dog.
Off the dome, we're
I'm
gonna
gonna need a lot of
everything.
explaining done
Is
to
it
me
really-
for this show.
Is it really that hard to understand?
Maybe Declan, maybe you picked up more than I did during the show because I was confused throughout a lot of it.
His eyes glazed over at a certain point, and it seemed like signs of life had left him.
Did you watch the whole thing together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I thought it was pretty straightforward. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. You didn't do anything stupid like watch the dub, did you?
No.
Okay. That's thrown us off before.
Would have done. If I had the dub, I would have watched it.
Oh, okay. You probably did. It just didn't notice. I feel like everything from 2004 is dual audio if you download it. There's a show. Okay, so there's a shrine on the moon. That's part of our premise.
Right.
And then I guess every once in a while, a bunch of robots have to fight, and if one of them wins, then the world doesn't end. And that's the lore, I guess.
Yeah, there's no real explanation as to where they come from. They just
they're
pop
gods.
Up. They pop up out of places.
They're gods that get resurrected.
The mechs?
But the mechs are gods.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah.
Is that just like in one sentence?
Or the gods are mech. Well, no, they just say that they're gods, but then they show up at the end and they're robots.
I don't know if they're gods.
They call them gods multiple times because they kami.
Like there's one that has a personality at one point.
Yeah.
Okay. So these mechs that you've described,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on with them? There's like a couple that are humanoid, and then there's some that are like really, they're kind of like one of them's ball shaped, you know. One of them's kind of more.
Well, those are all parts, and then
Like-
and then at the end they form together to form the big bad.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
Why are they using mechs?
What do you mean using? What else would they use?
Well, like, how do they get the mechs?
It's fucking magic. What do you mean? What?
That's just one of the biggest disconnects for me. Like, I just
You
don't
want them
get-
to? You want the scenes of them like building the mechs in a warehouse?
Yeah, like I sort of like understand where the mechs came from.
They do just kind of pop out of the ocean.
That's kind of how gods work, really. I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
I would have been more. Go ahead.
If I was God, I wouldn't use a mech.
Would you just have like a gun?
Just,
A
just
really,
my
really
hands.
big gun. Use your hands.
Oh, I think
Azura's
God.
Wrath style.
I was just about to say that's what Azura's Wrath is. I think a lot of gods probably use a mech. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, you could do whatever you want, you know?
Shiny.
You're gonna win regardless.
They have to take some kind of form. It's like when they say, "I'll take a form you can understand," and he's in Japan, so you probably just become a big robot.
It becomes a big titty and big girl.
Yeah, big titty robot. So that's one plot hole filled for you simpletons.
They are gods. Okay. David, you pick up on that?
Yeah, I'm hearing it. I don't know if I feel
Believe
good about it.
I don't trust it.
I don't trust these mechs.
The town they live in is called Mahoroba, which is the hotel we stayed at. It's probably a different Mahoroba though.
It's true.
Like that's probably a word.
Did you guys see any mechs over there?
They're just all over the place.
They have some big like troll guy statues over
It
there.
would be cool if the gods were like that. If the gods were
It's kinda
like
boring.
demons or something.
Yeah, just big, fleshy. Robots are cool.
Robots.
Maybe they're actually made of flesh, but they just look like.
That'd be bad. Like in the
Metal.
way that like Pokemon, when you visualize them in the real world, have weird textures and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like where the flames are actually fleshy.
How do magnet? What are those guys called?
Magneton.
How do magnetons have children? You know,
Oh, I can tell you a thing or two. I've seen a few images of my
just a
tot.
little dick comes out of the bottom.
Well, you know what those screws are for, right?
What, do they have? Oh yeah, I guess they do have. Makes sense. But what about the Wait, what's just the round
Voltorb?
one? Yeah, Voltorb. I like to imagine he just has a little slot that the little robot dick.
They
slides
pop
out.
in half, and then inside are their genitals. They actually reproduce by blood.
and it's just fleshy genitals on the inside.
It'd be horrible.
Ugh. I'm surprised there isn't just a website dedicated to a really in-depth Pokemon anatomy.
Oh, believe me, I've seen some images of really in-depth Pokemon anatomy on my Roll 34 boards.
Yeah, for some reason,
Is
it's just a
Voltorb just
lot
like a
of
Pokeball?
Gardevoir. Yeah.
Yeah, it's his design is that he's an orb that looks like a Pokeball.
Huh.
Look, don't even get me started about the ice cream cone Pokemon, or the one that's literally just a pile of trash.
Isn't there one that isn't there like a set of keys?
Yep. I believe it's Klingling or something.
Klingling. Okay, we got two girls.
Okay.
There's Himeko and Mia Sama, who's a fancy lass, a rich lady.
She lives in a big old mansion home.
Yeah, lots of maids.
Too many maids. An excessive amount of maids.
It's it's pretty ridiculous.
How many
It's
maids
supposed
do
to
you
be.
really need?
They probably just have to clean all the rooms. I don't know.
Is it like part of like the upkeep of the home? Are you improving the property value by having maids? It's like a return on investment thing.
If you fire him, you might need him again. Parents come back, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In the first episode, Mia saves Himiko from tripping, and she likes him a lot. David uploaded a picture.
Oh boy, this will be good.
That guy's adorable.
Yeah. Ice cream cone Pokemon.
That little bean mouth. Oh. Well, that's nice. That's just nice.
Can't argue with that.
That's a nice little guy. I hate the bee. I hate the honeycomb. That little guy.
Comb bee?
Son of a bitch. That's not.
You don't like Comb bee?
That's not his name.
That's his name.
Fucking.
What do you got against Comb bee?
Genocide all Pokemon after Gen 2. I'm done.
Gen 2, come on.
I'm done.
But you gotta fuck the Blaziken.
Ew, what? What? Why is that the one you went to?
No,
That's horrible.
Popular one.
Oh my god. Is it popular like to fuck?
They're all popular to fuck.
But I know, but relatively.
Hey, yeah, I think people are into Blaziken.
Blaziken's like a dude.
It could be a lady.
It can be.
David, which Pokemon would you bang?
Stop uploading pictures of sexy ass Pokemon. Oh
Probably.
no. God.
I don't know. It's a hard question.
Why did it to ruin? What's his name? Cream Man?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know him.
Oh, okay. Let's just introduce this adorable little guy and ruin him instantly.
Okay. Picture this ice cream cone Pokemon being defiled.
Oh no! Stop uploading them. I'm not even gonna look at that one. I'm not scrolling down. No. It's just floating there. Jeez. Okay. All right.
This is good audio content.
Oh yeah, great. You can imagine. I mean, it's really not that. Stop! I can hear you type. Right. Stop it! Stop it!
All right.
Stop.
Yeah, I don't know what Pokemon I'd fuck. Honestly, I'd probably fuck
platonic.
anyone that was in front of me. I mean, Jigglypuff's pretty hot.
Yeah, you don't say. I can't believe you'd behave like that.
Vanilla probably tastes pretty good.
Is that his name?
Vanilla, okay. Jigglypuff's pretty hot.
I hope they introduce like a Choco Tom, and he's just like in blackface. He's got big red puppy lips. I guess they already had that.
Yeah, it's kind of.
They already had that incident.
They fixed that.
Yeah.
It's purple face now.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, so there's two ladies.
We got two ladies, and also there's a boy in here. His name is Soma, and he plays tennis. And
the prince.
Yeah, he's a prince, I guess.
He's the school prince, you know.
Oh,
where he's like, you know,
that's why they keep
most eligible bachelor in the school, and
yeah, very
Chikane,
cool.
or
he rides a motorcycle.
Yep.
And the plot of the show is that Hime and Miya-sama are reincarnated shrine maiden priestesses who have to summon this god, which is also a robot, to beat this other god who's also a robot when it's resurrected and tries to destroy the world. So they have to team up and with Soma, because he has to pilot the robot god and beat it.
What's going on with all the other people in the other dimension?
They're not in the other dimension. They're just like up in the clouds or something. Yeah, there's 8 mini bosses who were like all parts of Orochi, which is the big bad.
They just spend most of the time just like sitting up there.
It's really weird because the villains are the comic relief, and every time we cut to them, they're just goofing off in the up there. And doing hijinks, and then when they show up to actually fight, they get beaten really quickly. And most of these episodes consist of drama,
and then an attack-on fight at the end.
Really, really dramatic dialogue exchanges between the main characters, and then the villains are silly, which is a weird reversal.
Our main characters also do things that are 10 times more heinous than anything the villains even attempt.
Yeah, like homosexuality.
Well.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Talk about that girl-on-girl rape, man.
Oh, well, sure. I mean,
probably the best moment.
Is that worse than ending the world? Would you rape one girl if you could save the world?
There is a solid the post-rape episode is like the best episode of the entire show.
Which one?
There's a dramatic uptick in quality for like 2 episodes, and then it goes back down.
You think so?
I think so.
You mean in overall quality, not just like animation?
Yeah, overall quality, I think so. because it's like you're immediately because you're waiting for the thing that makes this show interesting in any way, and I think like the most interesting aspect is the girl on girl rape, like to me.
Of course you do.
Well, like what else is there? Like it's what why did you have us watch the show?
Well, because I didn't know anything. I mean, I just kept hearing about it. People mention it a lot. We'll talk about the ending. I think that's probably a lot of the reason is people talk about the ending a lot. People talk mostly about the ending. I feel like I don't know if I was ever led to believe there was some kind of twist. There's a tiny one towards the end,
A little bit,
not a huge one. But anyways, I don't know what else goes on in this show. The dialogue is delivered extremely dramatically. It's so over the top. There's a lot of like slow motion, like head turning and really deliberate. Like
a lot of flashbacks during conversations.
I didn't like pretty much any of the dialogue. It was pretty much all bad.
Very serious.
There, like it seemed like any time that a character had something important, like the character could have said something important and could have said something like worthwhile, like at an important moment, but instead all the characters just like relied on using the other character's name as like an entire statement. Like they were
this
just
definitely happens. Yeah.
so much on or whatever. Like just literally like instead of actually saying anything of importance, they just say the character's name.
Look at each other longingly and say their name.
It's very theatric. Like at one point, it's like one of the girls like walks up to Soma and he's all like, "I promise to protect you," and then like slow Dutch angled pan across everyone's face with the wind blowing their hair, clarinet music, the whole shebang. It's like really, really like that. It goes all in on that.
There are some characters that show up, and I don't know where they came from or if they had any significance that I somehow overlooked.
There's that jealous maid who never really...
The jealous maid doesn't have anything happen, really.
Nothing really happens to her. She has a dramatic scene where she goes away, but then we don't see her again.
Yeah, she's gone. And then you've got the sensei dude and the other scamp. What's their deal?
They're just foils for Soma, kind of. They tell them what to do, right?
Like, what
they discover a cave in the Himalayas at one point. It just cuts to them and they're climbing up a
I just don't think I ever felt like I was really well connected with where characters were at emotionally or physically at any point in time.
Yeah, like someone goes and does some important shit, and then you just like flashes to the priestess, and he's like looking up into the sky, and he's like, "Soma-chan."
There's a training montage at one point where he's just punching. There's a
lot of him doing shirtless karate in the woods, which I like a lot. And it feels maybe a tiny bit rushed because maybe they adapted a whole manga. Like
I feel like the manga could be good. That would because like it really I just have a higher tolerance for stuff like that in manga form.
Right.
Where like characters looking at each other and just saying each other's names, you could really get to fill in the blanks. You know what I mean? But here it feels like it's kind of straight adapted from the manga, and it's the amount of screen time that it's going to be, rather than just being able to gloss over it and really use the mind's eye to fill that in. And also, I feel like a lot of the twists and turns would be a little like better implemented in a manga. And again, if you gave certain things more time, characters got a little bit more time to interact. Because like I think the main character is loathsome. I find her loathsome.
She's a little helpless.
What does she do? Why would anybody fall in love with her?
She's cute.
Yeah, but like what else she got going on?
You had a similar feeling towards the main character of Onegai Sensei?
Yeah, the main character Onegai Sensei is
he's not cute.
He's rice paper. The in this show, I find her actively obnoxious.
The only problem I have with her is that the entire conflict basically stems from her stringing two people along for all of eternity. She is doomed this young lad to be cucked forever. Yeah, literally.
Man, what kind of life is she living at the end? Where she's not gonna kill herself or anything, because the rest of her life she knows that she already met her soulmate and her soulmate has passed on.
But she meets her at the end. What are you talking about?
Oh. She was willing to go for it though.
Oh well, yeah.
She was just willing to. She was got a picture book, and she's like, "Oh, but she's not in any of these. It's just you in all these pictures." She's like, "Oh man, that sucks." But she was going to continue living. That'd be horrible. I don't know.
She just thought she had borderline personality disorder or something.
Her entire life's been fulfilled. The main character, after the princess, passes on and to the next world or whatever, or to her next life, is just going to continue living her high school existence, knowing that her life's purpose has been fulfilled, and that there's nothing really left for her to do now.
She doesn't know that. She lost her memories.
She loses her memories.
She clearly doesn't remember the other person.
Oh, shit.
God, you guys really weren't paying attention, huh?
I was at the end. I was like, did she just lose her memories? And I couldn't tell for certain. And I kind of ended up with like a no, I don't think so, because it doesn't really like say, but it kind of alludes to it. But who knows?
She's gone from the pictures.
Yeah, but like that just means that she's gone from like reality. She might still have that inner remembrance of her.
But she says she doesn't know why the pictures are empty.
Yeah, but she doesn't know the picture. Like, this person should still exist in her memories, right? Like, we took these pictures together.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, who's that girl that was with her looking at the pictures? Like she just showed up a few episodes before that. And, like she was like injured or something.
Very beginning. She got injured in the first episode. She was in the hospital. Remember?
I don't remember that at all.
She broke her leg.
How'd she break her leg?
When the whole town's destroyed by giant robots.
Oh.
How about that first episode though? Mia rides a horse.
Yes.
Black hole sun shows up. Yep. Robots. All of a sudden, there's a rock whale.
Right.
There's a brown lady. There's a girl with a bunch of cats. They're
really rolling out all of the side characters in that.
And then there's mechs, and there's like a jungle flute. I don't know what that instrument is. It's called. Yeah.
Well, because I was thinking it was going to be the world was going to be in a new state, basically, where these mechs were roaming around and they were going to have to form some sort of resistance. But no, instead they just, rather than completely trashing everything, just fuck off back to this cloud dimension thing.
Yeah.
Between episodes, and then become joke characters. Because it's really it's some heavy stuff at the end of that first episode.
Oh yeah, at the end of the first episode, and then like this show ends for like 4 episodes.
Yeah.
The last 4 is like basically the whole show is building up to this one conflict, and the last 4 are it ending. Yeah. 3 or 4. So those parts are really world-endy, stressful. I don't know what you call it.
I don't remember anything from the first episode. The only thing I remember
it months ago, and I remember it.
I remember just like shaking with hatred that I had to watch the next 12 episodes of this mech anime. Like just like 11. Staring at these robots. Like, look, are you kidding me? Look what you got me into.
Yeah.
There's not even that. There's a robot fight like at the last 3 minutes of every episode. It's not a big deal.
Shaking with hatred.
This is rage.
Face red, sweating.
I could be having anonymous sex right now. And then they kiss at the end of the first episode, and Hime's unconscious and Mia kisses her, and while that's happening, Soma is like losing it, and there's an amazing shot of Soma screaming in the mech, like fists in the air, and with power posing in front of a glowing rainbow beam, while his girl is getting tongue punched by another girl on the ground right next to him, and he's just screaming at the sky. It's amazing.
Soma's chill with it though.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
He's just fine with it. What's Soma's deal? What's going on with him?
He's karate cuck. I don't know what else.
I honestly thought that Soma and the girl were going to end up together. I was very surprised when they didn't. I think Ethan and I made a bet about it. And he was right.
Yeah.
And what else happened? How about that opening? Can we talk about this opening for like 45 minutes?
Yeah, that was...
Because I want to swim in it forever.
The opening's my favorite part of the show.
It's so good.
Like, you made a tweet about how you want to dissolve yourself and just live inside of 2000s anime openings.
Yeah.
This if you bass boost this thing would go hard as a motherfucker in a club. Just 4 on the floor, bass boosted.
Yeah, I want to download a Kotoko album after this. She does this in Shana, I think is something. I don't know. But it's like the Shana openings and the Index openings and this.
There's like a squelchy synth in this thing.
The Onigai Teacher. That's what it.
There's a squelchy synth in this song that really just like strikes a chord with me deep inside.
Yeah.
Just it goes pretty fucking hard. Harder than any right to really.
Gets me so pumped for all these eps. What's oh yeah, remember how all the villains had tragic backstories that
in the last couple episodes
we learned about for 30 seconds.
What rape victim?
Yeah,
we have a rape victim. We've got a war, not a war orphan, but
a couple of war people.
Yeah,
one's like a science experiment.
Yeah.
What was Chain Guy? What was his deal?
They're really into bondage. But
probably had a bad time.
But that shit was so ridiculous. We're like just tacking it on, basically.
Yeah, that's probably something that's probably expanded upon a little bit in the original work. Instead of
glass shard in my finger.
Why are you handling your shattered phone if it's flaking off broken glass? Oh no,
David, the back of my phone broke yesterday.
Stop touching it.
So I've got
put it down.
Shattered glass in my finger.
Oh god, this happened to me. My phone screen's broken.
Some tweezers.
What's that? No, I got it. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bad backstories of the villains didn't make me feel any better about any of them.
It really just because like they're so jokey the entire time, and they basically exist only to be gimmick characters, and then to just tack this on is so forced and ridiculous. Specifically the rape one to me, where it's like you're just hand waving. You're like, okay, she was raped, 5 seconds. Like it just seems ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm conflicted. I don't know.
You're conflicted. What would you do? Did you like this?
I feel like I get it. Like you don't have to explain it that much. They show it to you. They don't spend that much time on it. But I don't think
it's tastefully done at all. Any of the I thought it was just so brushed off and shoved in. Basically,
I like the attempt to try to sympathize with them a little bit. But yeah,
Soma's one of them, though, right?
Could have done more.
Soma's part of the quote-unquote family. What's the deal?
Yeah,
with
Soma is an Orochi, but he quit, and he's a good. And he decided to be a good guy.
His brother was an Orochi as well. Are they literally family?
Yeah, that's literally his brother.
No, but like the rest of them, they call themselves the family.
No.
Okay,
that's just his brother. His brother Tsubasa. They have a couple episodes where they have their conflict. That's Soma's deal. Because his brother Tsubasa killed their abusive dad. Everyone's got an abusive dad. Hime had an abusive dad, right?
Probably.
I think so. Yeah. She cut her hair. Or something.
Yeah, she doesn't like her hair touched because of dad.
Yeah.
Tsubasa killed their dad, then became a robot god. Both of them did. And they have a couple episodes dedicated to them. And then he comes back at the end. As a ghost?
Yeah, to help him get out of a bad situation or give him
why did Soma-chan turn into like a lizard thing?
He was cursed by because using the mech corrupts him.
And it was so obvious the whole time where he's like, oh my god, he might turn into a lizard. I was like, I know he's going to turn into a lizard and then immediately not be a lizard anymore once somebody saves him.
Just because it's like scales doesn't mean he's going to be a lizard.
Turns into a statue.
He's not Dr. Connors. It's a curse. It's a magic god curse.
Yeah, but he turns into a lizard, and exactly what I predicted to happen.
He doesn't turn.
And his brother was like, "You shall be not a lizard anymore," and he turns away from the lizard.
That's a good moment because he comes back and he's like, "You didn't get anything out of
his brother's
this."
dead though.
Okay, so.
There's a leap that has to happen here where it's like a lot of this is steeped in mysticism. So you're either with it or you're against it. Personally, I thought it was ridiculous, but I dig it. Like
I liked it because he's like, why
Could have
did
been
you
like
do
a
this?
lizard superhero.
Oh, that would have been way cooler. You're right, David.
mechs are stupid.
You know what? Yeah, mechs are stupid. How about this? Magic Japanese lizard men.
I don't know if I hate superhero stories more or if I hate mechs more.
Okay, what types of stories are you down with?
Pretty much anything else.
Is it the aesthetic of mechs that you don't like?
It's
Don't even try to pin him. It's impossible.
I need to. I can get it out of him. I swear.
I spent 2 hours. it's not there. It's irrational.
He doesn't.
It's totally irrational. Hours.
I like seeing people fight versus like big robot. Like, why do they need a big robot to do their stuff for them?
But it's still people fighting.
Yeah, but they're in big robots.
Okay, but if you had to fight someone, and let's say you were going to lose, but you had the smarts to build some kind of mechanical augmentation so that you could beat them, would you do it?
I don't like that reasoning.
I mean, you're gonna get the shit beat out of you, but you could just build yourself some robot arms, some robot legs. You know how to do it. Wouldn't you do it?
It doesn't matter. Oh god,
I'm breaking.
like I understand
I can't. I know where you're going. I'm not doing it.
I understand what you mean by that, but like I think that's just a fucking silly little out, and that they should be fighting with their hands. And
you're just gonna die, so you don't have to build a mech. You'd rather die than build a mech.
I wrote down a few bullet points about stuff Ethan and I were talking about.
Okay.
That I guess I wanted to cover at some point. I don't know if we should actually cover these, but the first bullet point was mechs are shit.
I think we've covered that, and
Yeah.
I think we've decided that it's wrong. So
I had a counterpoint.
That mechs are actually wrong, yeah. The next one was vampires are awesome, and I'm not sure.
because
I'm not sure where that came from.
He basically asked me, like, is there anything that immediately turns me off? And my answer was vampires, but even then I'm like, oh, I like a lot of vampire fiction, so I think I'm basically fine with it. We're like, I like that What We Do in the Shadows movie. I like Nosferatu a lot, so vampires are cool. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I enjoy things in that genre. Whereas David just irrationally hates all mechs.
Yeah, I don't have anything that I just hate out of.
Well, I like Code Geass.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the mechiest shit ever.
Yes. There's a point where I'm going to defeat you with my Garen. Like they're just shouting like
Yeah,
the names of the mechs
there's
and
just
shit.
like 10 episodes where they shout about the robots.
Yeah, but
like,
if
The
there's
entire
no-
second season's basically just mechs.
If there was no robots in that, it would be like 10 times better than it was.
But
it
the thing
wouldn't
is,
be the same thing.
the thing is that like mechs are a tool. It's like it just kind of elevates the stakes.
Yeah, it would be better. It would be the same if they were using swords instead of mechs. It would be exactly the same thing. It would
It's
just be
just
less flashy.
It's a silly action movie trope that it's like, oh, let's just throw some big robots in there and we'll create some huge explosions and all the action fans will be like, oh my god, I love big.
It sounds like you're letting other people's opinions affect your opinion, David.
No, I
That's
don't think that's
it's pretty narrow-minded of you.
So you're all fist fighting all the way.
Well, or like sword fighting.
But then you have
That's
action
technology.
fans.
That's metal. That's metal on metal. That's
You
the
got
same
action
thing.
fans who are like,
There's no moving
sword
parts, though.
fight.
You're moving the sword with your hands. That's mechs and swords are literally exactly the same thing.
That's funny. So is Pirates of the Caribbean just a mech movie?
It might as well be. Yes, of course. They have the ships.
Yeah, the ships
have names. Are you fucking kidding me? The ships are mechs. Are you fucking out of your mind?
The ships are mechs. There are points in the third Pirates of the Caribbean film.
All they do is talk about the fucking ships.
Yeah, the entire point is the ship. All Captain Jack Sparrow is trying to do is get that shit.
He wants his ship back. Wow! I can't believe you used that as an example.
Yeah, but they're not robots, and they don't have their own like.
They're just a tool, David.
They don't look like humans.
It's just a cop out.
They also don't look like Transformers.
Ooh, cool boat. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm a dumb action fan.
This guy is.
Boats are like a long staple of history that humans like. They use sails to go faster, and they like harness the energy from the wind, And like, there's so much more to it than like they just build a fucking goddamn robot, and then they're just
What
like,
is your
hey,
problem with robots?
I'll sit in
David
the robot,
takes a
and then like the
rickshaw to
people
work
in the
every
robot
day.
never get hurt. Like,
People in robots get hurt in things all the time. God fucking damn, it's like you've never seen anything.
yeah, but they don't die.
Yeah, they totally do.
What about Kamina? Spoilers.
People totally die in mechs.
Kamina is the most famous death in all of anime, and he dies in a mech.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
you'll know someday.
Yeah, so you'll figure
30 years from now, you'll know.
Oh god, don't spoil Evangelion for me.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You haven't even met Kamina in Evangelion yet. That wasn't very funny. How much
also-
oh my god, you're halfway through that 40.
Half. Okay.
Maybe a little bit more?
Yeah, it's more than half.
I think Ethan dislikes vampire stuff just as much as I don't like mech stuff.
Vampires are pretty lame, but I mean, I don't really see a problem with them in principle.
Wait, but you're the second that a mech appears at anything, you cross your arms and pout, like as opposed to.
It is very strong. It's one thing to just be like,
I've
I
actively
don't like the
been
way these things
trying to
look.
get people to watch Interview with the Vampire with me for months. Like,
oh, we gotta stop talking about mechs. What was
All
your
right,
last?
well-
there's
what were
nothing.
your
What
other
else is there? to
the-
talk
What were your
about?
other bullet points, David?
The last topic, well, after I won that argument, is I wrote down, is 99% of art bad?
Yes,
This is something that I put forward was that.
that's already a rule. What's it? 90% of everything is shit.
Yeah. David did not believe that 99% of art was bad, and I did. I was like, yeah, easily 99%.
Yeah.
But I think he put forward this argument. It's like, if you like mechs so much, would you?
Why don't you marry one?
If you would rather mechs not exist ever, like no more mech media be produced, or 25% of all media had mechs in it, I would absolutely take 25% of all media had mechs in it because it'd be a huge improvement, I think.
I don't think it really makes a difference, but it'd be fun.
But like, imagine Crazy Rich Asians with mechs in it.
That's just kind of make everything like a little Reddit.
Seems like a win to me.
I guess that would be better. That specific thing, because there's not much else for me in there. But I don't know. Yeah, it'd be okay. I would definitely take it.
It would, dude. 2.5 Men, but with a mech.
I don't. Yeah, that. I get pretty.
If nothing else, it's something to look at.
Yeah, I get pretty tired of mechs, but
So
I mean, it's
that's
not
all
like I'm
mechs
going to
are.
watch
Then.
2.5 Men
It's
anyway.
just eye candy.
No, when they're used poorly, at the very least, there are explosions that happen as opposed to people walking around a screen boringly. Like what?
I guess they're eye candy.
You're just hungry for visual junk food.
As I've just stated,
Oh, we got back on mechs again. We got to stop.
when they're used poorly.
Oh,
That's honestly like one of the only points I have to make being on this show right now. But yeah, I think 99% of art is
good actually.
I think
99% of it is great.
I think it's difficult to use the word good or bad when
Because art is subjective. We're
comparing art
gonna
and stuff.
this drunk anime podcast. We're really gonna get to whether or not art can be objectively good or bad.
Oh Christ.
Well, interesting, David. Pirate ships are mechs. Is the
Pirate
big
ships. Oh, that's the most true thing we've said on this episode so far.
You've
The
convinced
pirate
me.
ships are mechs.
That's the big takeaway.
There's an episode where she and Soma go on a date.
There's girl rape in this show.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Do you just want to talk about? I mean, there's okay.
Mechs don't have crews of people on them.
Sometimes they do.
Sometimes they do, though.
Sometimes they do,
Is
David.
that true?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh.
You've seen like 2 mech shows.
Which again, you like both of them.
Yeah, I concede.
100%.
I guess that's it. Mechs are awesome.
Boom.
Anyways,
We did it, folks.
yeah, the show's got girl on girl rape. That's like my biggest takeaway from the entire show, honestly. Where, again, like I hate the main character so much to where like it was a spectacle, but it didn't leave me with any sort of lasting impression.
I think
Okay.
there was one aspect that I didn't like, besides a lot of other things, was that the lighting on the hair of Soma
This fucking
is
bullshit.
so
my
terrible.
God.
It's so terrible. Literally,
It
just
doesn't-
it looks like
it
this.
doesn't like they're like light rings in hair, where because like they have to do shading and like where
Yeah.
highlights hit. David does not like the fact that there are highlights in hair.
I
It's like
always
he's
thought
wearing
that-
a headband at all times.
I've always genuinely thought that I was autistic, and now I'm thinking that actually, like, the fact that I don't care about stuff like this maybe proves that I'm not. Because that's just,
It's a certain level of minutia.
boy, yeah.
It looks terrible. Like I'm always like, oh, is that a hat? Is that a hat he's wearing?
Well, it's like the Pokemon trainer in Ruby and Sapphire. Take it back to Pokemon.
Of course.
Is it hair or is it a hat? It's a hat. The answer is it's a hat, but it looks like hair. Anyways,
Okay.
what else you
now
got?
I know. The girl, yeah, rape.
Is it digital rape? Is it digital rape? What do you do if you're a woman raping another woman?
She probably just laid there. I don't know. You can do whatever you
No, but
want.
like what is? There's no like active. You can't make yourself come while raping if you're a girl.
I guess.
Are you
I guess
saying that
not.
woman-on-woman rape doesn't exist, Ethan?
I'm sure it does. I'm just wondering what. I would like to speak to a victim and see like what did they do to you? 'Cause, like
Yeah,
Please-
let's bring
please
a
recount
rape
your-
victim on this.
Please recount your
podcast.
entire experience in detail.
what could that have even been?
Yeah, it's probably not even that bad, really. Like it's
Oh god.
like I don't really feel bad for them.
I mean, they're always enjoying themselves in lesbian porn,
yeah,
so like,
it's probably basically just like pleasant. Actually, it's
Oh no.
probably it's not like it's
Being put in a situation where you're not in control of your own body sucks. But what is it? What is the rapist getting out of it?
You're right. It's probably not a big deal at all.
I mean,
Like, they
having your
they should just shut
genitals
up.
touched by
That's what that's
somebody
that's
that you
what
don't
you're
want.
saying right now.
No, but like, what are they? What is the rapist
Look,
getting? out of
it's ambiguous. You're asking Chris Nolan right now if the top is gonna fall or not. It's she did it's something happened.
that movie ends with that top falling and then like a really embarrassing
It doesn't fall.
explosions and looks like it's gonna fall
Oh come! Now you're not one of those people.
and then a really really embarrassing explosions and the Sky style post rock song comes on.
No, I don't remember that part.
Anyways,
You can't blame Chris for that one. He doesn't choose those songs.
I bet he does. He has enough control where he can.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
If David Fincher gets to design his ad campaigns, he gets to pick the song that comes on at the end of the film. Anyways, but the mechanics of the thing, like I don't know what the mechanics are there. I'm ignorant to it. I've like
Look, she's so obsessed with He-Man that she probably just licks it.
just touches
She
it.
probably just touches it a lot.
Okay,
Touches her all over.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's like, and she's like, "What do I do now? This is uncharted territory."
Yeah.
Anyways, what else we got?
I don't know. What else do we got? Yeah, so the reason that rape happens is because one of our... the only effective villain is the brown lady with the glasses, like the librarian-looking one.
Yeah,
She was so hot.
Or she... Nice. Okay.
She does have cans. It's
We
true.
found one of the things that David likes. She is hot. It's true. I guess we think she's effective, but then there's a twist, and then it turns out she wasn't really. But she like entraps Mia in this weird psychological hell prison, and
That was a pretty cool.
tries to
scene.
convince her. Tries to tell her about her true feelings about He-Man or whatever, and she has to resist. And she appears to break out, but then she does become obsessively, like violently, possessive of He-Man and does the rape,
Yeah.
and then turns into an orgy and then dies.
Is she giving in? Like, what is that? First of all, do the Orochi also are they reincarnated as well, or no? Are they a new organization?
I assume that they come back every time. I don't know if they're always the same people. That's not really established here.
Okay.
I don't think.
And their goal is to do what exactly?
They form the Orochi, and it destroys the world.
And what is so they're trying to convert Homegirl to the Orochi, which she does.
Yeah.
and she comes to it because she realizes she'll never be able to be one with her love.
That's what it appears like at first, yes. Which is weird because it looked like she beat, she broke out of Brown Lady's trance, but then she goes and does all that stuff. And then at the end, the small twist I mentioned was that it was actually pretending, because...
I was just pretending to rape.
Her, yes, she was just pretended to... You had to make it really convincing.
That's about as convincing as it gets.
But that was a setup because they couldn't resurrect the god they had to, because her resentment from having to kill Hime in her previous life came back, so she had to join the other side so that Hime would be able to do it and would be able to kill her, which she does. And it was all a ruse.
Got him.
She got him. She got her. They got each other.
Yeah, man. Like, it's... I don't know about the show, man.
It's just... The problem is we're watching it 14 years later, and sorry, David, spoilers, it's just Madoka. Madoka did this and did it better. And the whole... It's... the last episode especially is a lot of just hugging and crying. And it's...
The part where they were like inside the mech and like they were both naked and like hugging each other, that was awesome.
That was pretty good. The part where they're naked together is good. I have to confirm this.
Yeah, and I shouldn't say this is Madoka. Madoka is this, but Madoka did this, but a bit better.
It did this in a way where every single element of it was perfectly crafted.
Are there
Basically.
lesbians in Madoka?
What's that?
Are there lesbians in Madoka?
Hey, you should watch it. You should watch that show.
It's not to explicitly like this one. She's actually just says out loud like There's a whole scene where they're like confessing their love to each other, and Mia just keeps going like, "No, I don't think you understand." Like she doesn't think she gets it, but she does, and they're just like, "Yes, it's very, very clearly gay shit." But what was I going to say?
We're just talking about Madoka. I think my biggest problem with this is like, okay, there are some good ideas in here. I like the idea of them being reincarnated and meeting in every life. That's interesting. I just think there's so much other bullshit. Like I'd say I like 10% of the stuff in here, and then the other 90% is really poorly done.
It's very simple. Yeah, it's a little rushed.
There are a lot of really good concepts that if you had taken the time to make them really grandiose, really built them up and supported them with other aspects of the show, could have been cool. Mm-hmm. But it's just not there. It's got too many holes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention earlier. To go back to Subasa's brother, or Soma's brother, shows up. His name is Tsubasa. It shows up as a ghost when he's fully consumed by the Ame no Mura whatever's curse. And he's like, "You did all this just to get cucked." And Soma's like, "You cucked yourself for me." And he's like, "I guess you're right." And then frees him from the curse. And I thought that was really good. They make amends. They make up. That's nice. But yeah.
It's like Feral.
It's like what?
It's like a Feral type. He's like...
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay. The ending of the show is a reset memory loss ending where someone's erased from the universe and then reincarnated and then they find each other again. A lot of shows have ended that way since 2004, which I won't mention because I can think of at least one that you haven't seen. I want you to watch someday. So a lot of things have ended like this. So, it's not as effective anymore.
It seems a little bit tropey now.
But in 2004, it was probably pretty cool. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like watching something that influenced a lot of other work, whether or not this is actually the thing that did that kind of influencing.
It might have. Yeah, I don't know. I just hear people bring it up a lot.
Yeah. It just seems kind of tropey now.
Yeah.
It's almost like watching The Matrix now, where like all action has... Which, Declan, you're not a huge fan of The Matrix, but I think The Matrix is awesome.
I watched The Matrix for the first time in 2014, and it was rough.
I still think it's really cool.
I was not having a good time.
That's great.
Yeah, classic.
I had an argument the other day whether or not. Well, it started out with, is the Terminator a superhero? And I said yes. And then is Neo a superhero? And that's an obvious yes.
Yeah.
And
Neo definitely is.
Terminator's only a superhero in the second.
Yeah. In the second one,
onward.
he's a straight up villain in the first one, but
Oh, yeah.
superhero in the second one for sure.
now I was arguing with Mark, and he was very against the idea of either of these characters being superheroes. Mostly
I
because
guess
there was
he
the Terminator doesn't have any actual like judgment or like ethics at all.
Sure.
So I think that cancels it in his eyes, but I don't know.
There are characters in DC and Marvel history that are labeled quote unquote superheroes that are so much further away from being a traditional superhero than the Terminator is. It's not, the Terminator is not a superhero film, but I have nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong in my eyes with classifying the Terminator in Terminator 2 as a quote unquote superhero because the term is so loose and meaningless anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call Terminator 2 a superhero movie.
No.
But if I could take the Terminator and Terminator 2 as defined as a superhero or not. Either way, I don't really. It's like
Okay.
whatever. He's a robot. He's a cool robot.
It's like cheap flat beer.
Flat. You
Now
keep shaking it when you turn it.
Yeah, you got it. It's 40.
You got to violently.
Yeah, because I'm shaking with the other hand to throw my dice.
Okay.
And I got my 40 in my right hand.
Why dice? Is it? Oh, because it's a gambling thing on the streets.
Yeah. You're in the alley throwing dice.
Okay.
Throwing the d20s.
I don't think they were
played street D&D. All right, yo, I just rolled a crit. That monster's dead, son.
Oh, they're old school gangsters.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if they were drinking 40s.
Everybody's.
You just didn't want to do a black sin.
I mean, that's just general urban, That's how I talk when I'm not around you.
Is that how people talk down in your city?
That's how I talk.
Oh, okay.
David and I are both being polite and using language that you would understand, but where we're going, it's basically a different language entirely.
Mm-hmm. It's like Scottish.
Yeah. Woohoo! It's the Irish. Woohoo! I'm a gun the win.
Different language.
David, I was telling him about Nick's Waluigi character for Terrace House.
Oh yeah.
You gotta start watching Terrace House, Declan.
I don't want to watch
Terrace House is so good.
TV.
It
sounds bad.
It's not. That's why we started watching. It's like, this is probably really bad. Nope.
Isn't that Japanese?
Yeah.
Is it in Japanese?
Yeah.
Then how do you... I feel like I've heard it... Is it dubbed or something?
There's subs.
Okay, is it on Netflix or something?
Yeah.
Weird.
They're all so awkward, and the simplest, most minor social interaction gains such significance because they're Japanese, where it's like, well, he invited you out to lunch this day to hang out, and then afterwards, when you guys got ice cream, he paid for the ice cream. It's like, oh shit, he might like me. All they ever do is they eat, and then they go snowboarding. Those are the two things that happen in that show.
They talk.
In Hokkaido?
What's that?
In Hokkaido?
No, they're not in Hokkaido. They're in the main island, but they're a little bit up north.
I just feel like no reality TV has been real since 1997.
Probably not, but damn, it's entertaining. Because we made an agreement at the first episode. David's like, I'm going to take every single thing that happens in this show at face value. Because we were discussing, they're cutting it to be this way so that it seems like this person, they construct a narrative in post. But David and I agreed to take everything exactly at face value.
It's bullshit, but I believe it.
It's made it so tasty. It's delicious.
Just give in.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yes?
the first 3 episodes of the 6th season are already on this torrent site.
All right, let's go, baby.
And
You mean
on January 29th.
totally legal consumption of content site?
Yes, exactly. We'll stream it legally.
Oh, great.
Oh, good.
So within a month or two, all the episodes will be out.
Hell yeah. Anyways, I don't know if there's really much more to talk about this show.
Yeah, I mean,
how
it's
about-
shit.
I'll go through my notes and just talk about specific things that happened.
Okay.
Soma shows up late, gets mad, whole room explodes, and he flies out her window. Oh, that was after the rape.
Yeah.
That was good. What else happened? Mia turns dramatically like a whip crack. What you? I have typed. I called it. That Hime and Soma were gonna kiss right as Mia rode up on a horse.
Romance anime stuff happens.
Damn, I called that so good.
Damn, I gotta pee. I mean, I guess I have consumed at least 30.
Oh,
ounces.
you've gone for it. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll be back.
okay.
You guys have a good chat.
Okay. This is great because one of us can take a break and we can still do the podcast.
Oh yeah.
I don't have to edit any of this. What else happens?
Not a whole lot. Oh, I want to talk about like the swords that they had. Like, what was the deal with the swords? And also, like, if they're gods and they can, like, you know, do whatever they want, like, why do they have particular, like, mechs that are, like, binded to them? And
I feel like, do you just like watch a bunch of like YouTube critiques that are just like about nitpicking shit for 3 hours? They're like, how come nobody notices that? Why don't they just walk out of the concentration camps? Why doesn't that happen? I don't get it.
I mean, I do that with some things, but I haven't done it with this.
What? I disagree. I don't know. The swords are cool. They summon the swords. They use them for fighting.
And they have, like, magical powers.
Yeah, sure.
Why don't they just use swords
They
that have
did.
magical powers?
Well, if you have,
Oh,
I mean, a mech beats a sword. So if you have a mech, you're going to use it.
A mech and a magical sword.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they fight the mechs, and then they get out of the mechs, and then they fight with swords in the second to last episode there. Hime does stab Mia with a sword, and she feels
Yeah.
very bad about it. They find a stray puppy at one point. Yeah, a lot of this is... There's a lot of romance. They go on dates a couple times. She makes him a bento. I mean, Hime does like Soma. She just realizes she likes that girl more at the end. Oh man, I think the stuff with Soma and his brother is pretty good because there's one point where Tsubasa is just sitting in the palm of his mech and he's blasting a cig. And then, and then Soma shows up, and they both throw their cigarettes in slow motion, and then hard cut to the robots punching as this crazy fucking music starts, and these vocals, pop in. Music's wild. It's awesome. I was laughing so hard during that.
was
It
pretty
ruled.
Is it acceptable to get way too into Nerf gun battles during Christmas? Because like when all of my young cousins get Nerf guns for Christmas every single year, and usually I don't like engage in that tomfoolery, but I can tell you for a fact this Christmas I'm going to be drunk enough to where I will.
No, I think I've seen adults go crazy playing Wii games at Christmas parties. Like at Christmas parties, anything goes. Like
Okay.
you could be a child as much like.
Cut loose.
Yeah. Like getting really, really into a Nerf gun fight at a Christmas party is a good bit. Like,
Yeah.
if you can have a belt around your shoulder.
That's just being a good uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that. Wait until everyone's a couple of drinks in, but yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, especially the kids.
Yeah, and make sure all the kids have had at least one glass of wine.
Yeah.
Did you ever sneak drinks when you were a kid? I never.
No.
I was too much of a goody two shoes.
Dude, I didn't drink alcohol until I was like in college. Like,
When we drank for the first time together, we were 19, I think.
that's college.
Maybe you were 18. It was like summer. Maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't had your birthday yet, but yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
God, that's so whack. That's so lame. Like,
Hey, it's fine. I don't know.
talking to my friends, where I live now, they're like, "Yeah, I smoked weed for the first time at 12." I'm like, "Oh fucking hell!"
Everyone was like touching each other's genitals when they were like 8.
Yeah. Well. Oh boy. Hope it's more pokey
Is
porn.
David just looking at more pokey porn? What is that? Oh my! Are these
It's a
like?
dick going in the bottom.
Oh no! Don't do that to the
It
ice.
seems like they kind of like it though.
Okay, no, stop. Why does that have a body? No, stop it. Fine. I guess we'll stop talking about that, David.
No, you can continue. I was listening to
Whatever.
that.
There is a point where someone's like, I don't know why I'm fighting you, Nissan. And I was like, I don't know why he's fighting him either.
Read the manga.
Please read the manga.
It's like books that are borderline, or like movies that are borderline unintelligible unless you've read the book. You know, like
Maybe,
it's
yeah.
kind of that kind of thing. Where there are a lot of times where I'm like, there must be something they had to trim, and now there's huge gaps. Specifically with side characters, I felt where you'll watch like really good content, or really good anime. The side characters reinforce a theme or are ultimately, important to the narrative in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like basically all of them were useless in this.
Yeah.
It was just a distraction from the primary narrative. Like, it would cut to the sensei and whatever kid, and I was just, my eyes would glaze over because, like, this isn't going to be important.
Yeah, and all the scenes and all the dialogue are paced just a little strangely. Like,
Yeah.
they're all a little too fast.
You
and
get
a little,
all over the fucking place.
they're
Man.
they're a little stiff. All the lines or dialogue are really literal and really to the point. There's a lot of people just kind of explaining their emotions.
Yeah. Which, I mean, translation or just the way it's written?
I could tell. No, it wasn't just the translation. Yeah, a lot of plot points had to go pretty fast through, like the stuff with their dad, the backstories.
The dad is done in a series of like 2 scenes, and then you get like flashback frames, when they're overlays on top of the frame you're looking at. Yeah, 40s do get you fucked up. That's crazy.
Especially when you drink them in like half an hour. Jesus, man. Oh my God. You've just
God.
been going nuts on that. You've been dribbling it down your shirt and shit.
A little bit. You can wash a sweater.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can.
What are you talking about, officer?
Yeah.
It's just on my shirt.
In that second episode, I was confused why Hime's friend Mako is like upset that her town got destroyed by robots, but like she only broke her foot, but she's still like mad about that. I would be like psyched.
Yeah, you didn't die. You're not. You're still
if I
alive.
I got my
The first
foot
episode
broken.
is, again, as we established, first episode's apocalyptic. So, like, any situation where you get out of that and you don't have to form sort of resistance is a huge win. Their lives
great.
seem to go on pretty normally. People are still going to school.
Yeah, they're just fine.
Yeah.
Ahorchi is a god who comes to destroy the world when the moonshine is destroyed, so they have to put him back in the moonshine.
I would say...
So they're reincarnated Miko, which are shrine maidens, translated as princesses of the sun and the moon who gotta take him out. I wrote all that down, so that's the explanation.
I would say my favorite part of the show is I like the image of a shrine on the moon. I think it's super cool.
It is cool.
How the fuck did it get there?
Gods.
Magic.
I
don't know if I have much more to say on this show.
That's kinda what I wrote down. Yeah, I don't know.
I think my favorite thing that I've watched for this podcast so far has probably been iCity.
That seems cool.
Pretty trippy, man.
Yeah.
I wish you'd gotten to see his or her circumstances. Carrie Kano. I think you would have really enjoyed Carrie Kano.
Isn't there a mech at one point?
If there is, I'm out.
No.
Isn't it in the silly like paper cutout episode? Do they not have? Is there no bit with a mech?
There might have been a bit with a mech, but there's no mechs in it. It's a
You don't
romance
want
anime.
any of that, David.
Yeah. Oh, I could go for a straight romance anime though. How long has it been?
There's no good ones. I mean,
Onegai Sensei was alright.
Hey
man,
I don't know how they call that straight romance. That's
I
like-
fucking love Paradise Kiss. It's just appealed to me, so I'll watch anything.
Yeah.
If there's like anything kind of like Boku no Pico,
So kind of
I mean,
with
Boku no Pico was 100 and whatever episodes. I don't know if we can do something like that again.
yeah, if there's any sort of like well represented hentai,
I will never let that bit go.
It's good.
I'll never break kayfabe. Yeah, we should just watch a porno and then describe how we jerked off to it in detail.
Yeah.
No. No, we shouldn't,
No.
actually.
Oh, that was a joke.
It'll be a side bit. David and I record a side episode.
Oh, yeah, mini ep.
Yeah, it's a mini ep on a porn.
Okay.
A bonus ep.
We watched Monica Monogatari. David has uploaded a picture of
Dumb.
someone
It's the
fingering the
case.
key Pokemon. And it's they gave it like a little pussy.
Oh, pussy.
Yeah, I would
In the
be
middle.
fine with being on like the next anime episode, or sorry, the next podcast, or the one after that, or whatever. Yeah, I'd do it again.
We're thinking about getting Sam on one, but I'd have you on again.
Sam would be great on one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll probably talk to him tonight, and we'll see if he's interested.
We're gonna have a rotating cast of guests. It's gonna be fantastic.
Sure, why not?
How far in are we? I feel like we're not even at an hour.
We are well over an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool.
Yeah, we've now gotten to the point where we're looking at images of Pokemon keys getting
I mean,
fucked.
we've been doing it. We've been doing that throughout. So. All right. Well.
Can I get that put onto a mouse pad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. For
All
sure,
right.
you can.
Oh my
you can
God.
do anything.
Oh no.
The art has gone down in quality.
Look at that face.
Throughout this. Yeah, I mean, this is just like kind of horrifying.
That's paint. Why is it like through a camera? Why is it like a camcorder?
Well, because it's supposed to be like amateur. It's supposed to be like you found this on someone's.
This exists only as a joke,
Instagram.
right? You can't
No.
come to this.
Are you? I mean, I can't.
I
But I
could.
mean, come on, man. Yeah. Well,
I
yeah.
don't
We
even
know.
like Pokemon, but I could.
All right. So what we've got on deck? We've got Sam's going to be on an episode,
Yeah.
and
I
David
mean,
will be
would
on a
it-
future episode, and then Dave and I will also record a review of a porn. It'll be a side episode. It'll be like 30 minutes or something.
Oh, sweet.
I
Yeah, I'm down
would
for that.
I would upload it if you did something like that.
Okay, easy. It's so easy.
Yeah, man, I don't
Would
care.
would it be Sam and I in the same episode, or
No, probably just
Because
you and me.
not-
It's intimate.
no? I'm saying for the if Sam's on, like,
No, it'd
you guys
probably
only
just
do
be
3
Sam.
max, or
Three's probably the sweet spot.
Yeah.
okay.
But we'll have both you on plenty in the future.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. This has been the Anime Podcast, and thanks for coming in and enjoying our
Oh,
content.
this is terrible.
You have to treat every episode like it's somebody's first episode.
I'm still waiting on that Elfin Lead essay.
Oh, I mean, I've been working on it. I'm like 12 pages in.
Okay.
It's going to be a doctoral thesis, so he'll do it in 48 hours before it's due.
My novella on Elfin Lead.
Oh,
Yeah.
Elfin Reed.
there you go.